Hey y'all, thanks for clicking on here. I just want to pull over and make another one of these videos. I just got out of a meeting. I'm up here in Santa Fe right now with a Republican senator from Bernalillo County, Mark Moores. He's sponsoring a bill that will kill the coyote calling contests, and it's crazy. You know, I tried to explain to him that we have to control our predators, and we do so on the county, the state, and the federal levels, where we use taxpayer monies to control predator populations. And all the guys that are putting on coyote calling contests are just doing a service to us for free. And just told him it made no sense, and it was just the two of us in the office, and he got up. He couldn't take it anymore. He had to leave, so he got up and walked out on me. And I don't know, I might have called him a coward a couple times when he was walking out, because he didn't have the backbone to sit down there and talk. But anyhow, you call a spade where I'm from, and as far as he is, he got to call it for what it is. But anyhow, that's not why I stopped to pull over to make this video. I wanted to talk about the Make America Great Again rally in El Paso last night. My son and I went, and we showed up there about 5:30 in the evening. I had VIP tickets. Thought, wow, it's going to be great to see the president. We get down to where the Coliseum is at, and the crowd is crazy. I mean, we had to park about a mile away and walk down there, which I carried my boy about 90% of that way. But we get down there, and there is so many people, we can't even get to the door to even get in. And so we just kind of milled around outside for a minute. The place was to capacity, they said, by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Donald Trump didn't get there until 7 o'clock. So that means that place was full by 4 o'clock. And not only inside the Coliseum, but outside they had an area where people could stand and had a big screen TV up. It was shoulder to shoulder inside the designated area, which no telling how many thousands there were in there. And the line to get into that area was further than I could see. I got up in a crosswalk, a little bridge that went over the highway, and I looked down and I couldn't see the end of it. It was probably 8-10 blocks long, this line was. I mean, amazing. It was such a blessing. I told somebody earlier, I said, I would rather have gone to see that than to have actually got in to a building that was half full and got to see the president. So what an amazing event it was. You know, I was thinking earlier, I've been to places where there's huge crowds. You know, I used to live in Paris. I was there when it turned the year 2000. I went to the Champs-Élysées, and that crowd there was so big you couldn't even move. You just got in it and got shuffled around. Bastille days in France used to be huge crowds. I've been to some ball games before that were a lot of people, but never once have I ever been to a place where there was that big of a crowd and they were just going to see one person talk. You know, I mean, Bastille days or the New Year's, those are all events, but this was just a rally. And to see the people that were there. And another thing that I noticed as well is probably 80%, I would say, of the people that were gathered down there were Hispanic. Hispanic Americans that love Donald Trump, and they love our country. And that was such a blessing to see. But whenever we left, we were walking back up towards where the truck was parked. Well, the road's blocked down, and they're not letting anybody across because the president is fixing to come in his motorcade. So Gunner and I stood there on the side of the road, and sure enough, here they come. Here comes the motor caravan or whatever. And but these young gals that were standing next to me, they were Hispanic gals, Mexican girls, and they're probably between 20 and 30 years old, I would say. And they were talking to each other, and they had really broken English, strong Mexican accent. And I was kind of intrigued, and I was listening to him. And whenever Donald Trump drove by, guess what these gals were yelling when he drove by? They were saying, "Build the wall." And what a blessing it was, you know, because the media is not going to tell us that. The media wants to say that there wasn't even hardly anybody there last night. But these young Mexican girls were out there, and they were shouting, "Build the wall." And I talked to them for a minute, and they were really sweet. And what they told me, they said, you know, we came here legally. We followed the processes. We made a huge investment. And we love America. And one of the reasons we love about America is the security of America, the prosperity of America. And they want to secure America. They want America to stay the way it is. They don't want it to be flooded with immigrants from these foreign countries that aren't going through the legal processes. They're immigrants themselves. The one girl said, you know, we love Mexico. We love the Mexican people, but we want the people to come in legally. And thank God we have a president in office who feels the same. So I just wanted to pull over quickly, share that little story with you. I'm fixing to go down here to Clint's. He's finishing off the tooling on my chinks. My jacket's getting lined with some coyotes that I trap. I told the ladies stuff it full of fur because it's going to be cold out there. The weather's showing that it's snowing and sleeting and iced over. And man, I got 12 Cowboys that are ready to come that got skin on them. So I'm looking forward to meeting all those guys. We're only 3 days out, I think, right now. So it's going to be good. Stay posted. And stay encouraged, because the media will try to discourage you. The media will try to make it sound like Trump's the only one that wants the wall, but the media is not going and talking to these folks like I saw last night. So stay encouraged. Stay behind our president. Continue to pray for God's blessing upon our nation. And by God's grace and with the strong presidential leadership in place, America will be great again. Thank you very much for checking in, and click on the next one. I'll make another one here in a few days. Thanks again. Adios.